A one, and a two, and a three.
A. Okay, so I'm gonna start out by saying that I'm in New Orleans, and the Wi-Fi in my place is kind of like dodgy, so I'm not too optimistic about it falling it sticking around. But this is a live video.
Yep, it sure is.
I love pomegranate juice. So I wanted to do this as a live because I just wanted to like say this and go. um, because if you looked on my main channel, or not my main channel, this second channel, um, all of my videos are now unlisted. Now, if you're already on my Patreon, you have the archive that I did last time. I'm probably gonna go back and like do more archiving and posting on things. Thank you for the compliments, you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I just decided to make
Okay.
everything unlisted, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about what we're doing over here, what we're doing over there, you know.
Do it there.
And I've kind of narrowed in on some thoughts. And I think that this is a thought that's really coming to me while I'm in this space where I'm in New Orleans and I'm surrounded by art and creativity and just people who are out here making their art thing, do you know what I mean, happen. And if you guys don't know, I've kind of talked about it in passing, but I am a burlesque baby. I'm kind of at the very early stages of my burlesque journey. And one of the big things that I've done in New Orleans is go to see burlesque. And oh my gosh, you guys, burlesque in New Orleans is on a whole nother level. I'm probably going to try to see if I can go to a couple more shows before I leave. But I went to this live jazz burlesque, and it was just, oh my gosh, like if I were to ever like imagine, like my like iconic imagination of what a a jazzy burlesque club would be, it was literally that. And it was very it just made me feel really good, and what I'm learning as I dip my toes into burlesque is just, it's so creative, and I think some people who aren't familiar with burlesque, they might imagine it as just stripping and sexy dancing, and like, yeah, that's a type of burlesque for sure, but the kind of burlesque that I'm part of, and the kind of burlesque that intrigues me, is very centered around creating interesting art. And pulling away from the internet has made me think this is gonna sound so obvious, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. um Pulling away from the internet and deliberately making a point of spending more time out and about amongst people, not arguing with people on the internet, not even checking what's going on in the world, not even checking you know because I'm also, like, side note, I'm also very ignorant of what's going on right now, and I like that. I really fucking like that. I know that that's probably not for the best. I know that I probably should be more informed about things, but I love the fact that if something tragic happens in the world, I learn about it through the conversations I'm having with people out in my life, and I'm not sucked into, the internet and the information and da 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 da. So what that has done has allowed me to pull away from all the noise and engage with this weird thing that we're all doing, where we're all existing on this planet and we're all going down these certain life paths, and we're all having dreams and desires and passions and wishes, and we're just all just trying to like make it work. I don't know if that's making any sense, but like,
you don't see me going around making fancy speeches, but
what I feel returning right now in my life is
Sorry, but it's
a more
crystal clear.
intimate understanding of humanity, if that makes any sense. Um, because I
Yeah, you're
think
right. It makes
in the
sense.
before times when I was really sucked
Totally.
into my phone and the internet, I would go outside stuck to my phone. Whatever was important here was the most important thing. And now, I'm looking around in the world and I'm seeing people, and I probably am seeing them in a way that I haven't seen people in a while. And I'm just like, we're all just fucking out here trying to make it work. We don't have all the answers. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we're
I,
all just
I
out
don't
here
know all
trying
the
to make it
answers either.
work. And I think the internet
I'm just one guy.
made me forget a lot of that. Do you know what I mean? Made me forget a lot of that humanity. Um, and so I've been really reconnecting with that. And I've also been asking myself the question quite a bit. Um, you know, what is it that you actually want to do? Right? Not what do you feel obligated to doing, what do you actually want to do?
I want to
If
talk
you're
to somebody.
rejiggering your
I
life,
want to do a
right?
lot.
What are the things you actually want to spend your time doing? Right? Because I have this thing that happens where I feel obligated to do certain things, and some of those obligations I've learned to enjoy, right? But what do you actually want to do?
I
If
want
you
to
could
go
choose,
out
like, what
there.
are the things that you've
Just
been
go
saying no
fantastic.
to
YouTube.
for years that you would rather spend most of your time doing?
I
Right?
want to talk
And,
to a little
I
lady
will
from
state
Taiwan.
this as well.
That's what I'm gonna
I
do.
am now, okay, y'all, now, when I say this, I'm gonna need you to don't, I know that at some point y'all will come for me, but let me be one of the last in line, okay? Um,
I
I am
I,
officially
I want to be in that line too. The Cat Blaque line.
a business owner.
Woo! Business
I
owners
am
go.
officially legally a business.
Business owners.
I am officially like a corporation or whatever. I'm
I'm gonna
the
cook you
CEO of
at the Nut
Black
House.
Productions or whatever. And it's been a really like I said, I know that y'all will come for
Like
me
she
one
said.
day,
Like she
but let
said.
me be one of
Like
the
she,
last in line, okay?
like she said.
Um
Like she said. Like she said.
but no, my boyfriend, he's been really he in love with me or whatever, and he's just really been wanting to like push me, and he works in law, and so he helped me set up my LLC.
The question I have for him is which
um
direction is he
so we
pushing in?
expanding, BB. And I think one of the things I've really been having to think about as I go down this particular path in my life is, bitch, what the fuck?
He doesn't
How
even
much
hold
money
the
do you want to
position.
make?
Like, come on.
You
I
know,
can either
but
be the guy,
also
but come on.
B, how do you want to spend your time?
If he's time,
And who do
if
you
he
want to
has the
pay
time to
to do
go to
certain
his
things
job,
for
he's
you?
got
Because that's
time to
another thing. If you guys, so side note, a lot of y'all who have been following me on Patreon, I see a couple Patreon people in
he's got
here.
time to be in his life. He's got time to
You
help
know,
with the
y'all been hearing all y'all are
state.
been you've been hearing the progression of all these things, because I talk about this all the time on my Patreon.
If he's got
But
the time to be her boyfriend,
you know,
if he's got the time to be your
I've been
boyfriend, instead
embarking
of not
down
in
this
the
journey
kitchen
recently of
and
hiring
teaching us.
people. I have employees now, you guys.
Yeah, I'm either one of them. Something I wish I was.
Yes, I'm part of the problem now. I'm part of the system. And
Yeah, without
my
talking and Rob.
legal
Yeah,
business
without,
shit just
without talking and
recently
Rob.
got
Sure.
fully sorted out. So I'm gonna have to start putting some shit down on the paper. I'm gonna have to start like making some decisions and like budgeting and like doing all these things. And of course, as I think about doing that, about budgeting, because these are things I've never thought of before. You guys have to understand. I haven't had only recently on my YouTube channel, have I been uploading videos that have been edited by people that are not me?
Have you noticed my
If you
YouTube
guys
channel?
watch the
My channel,
call-in show videos,
like I'm not invisible. Like I am not
those have
invisible.
been edited by someone that's not me. I did not edit those, right? Um, and I think that she's been doing a really, 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 really good job. Shout out to my editor, Sex Ed with Bex. She's doing a really, really awesome job. And she gets it. I like her. I think her and I have a lot of very similar sensibilities when it comes to graphics and stuff, and just the way that we want to do it. So that it's been an undertaking for me to hire people, because I also don't believe in
Great, hire
I
me.
also don't
You
believe
know,
in
I like
letting people it's hard for me to let someone else
please hire
work
me.
on my stuff. It's very hard. I'm a Virgo. I can't handle
Yeah,
it. You know.
like you're a Virgo and I'm a regular pain in the ass.
I have a hard time allowing somebody else to do something for me or to control something that is related to me. So it's been kind of a whole undertaking, and I have all of
You
this
feel like you're living
newfound free
with living
time now
with
that I'm having somebody else edit my stuff. And it's just another one of those examples of me allowing someone else to step in to do stuff for me so that I have more time to do the things
I've been
that
trying
I
to
really
step
want to
in for
do.
like
Um,
a bit of a long time now.
with
So
that all being
yeah,
said,
it's really great.
obviously the past couple of months, we have been uploading quite frequently to this YouTube channel, and we've been uploading within a specific style. Somebody very rightfully pointed out that I probably upload a lot because of the amount of energy I now have that I'm not on Twitter, and I'm just in general not really engaging with a lot of stuff right now. Um, I've kind of tried to point this out,
I
but
have
I
seen
feel
that.
like the way that
I
my
know
world exists right now, oh, thank you. Um, the way that things are operating for me right now is I'm just everything that's important to me is everything in my immediate community, right? My immediate group of people, right?
they go for
So
things
that's
that go
why for the past couple of
ahead.
months, I've been
So you bet
talking about
so you actually go ahead.
predatory shit within my own community, people that I've had to call out and stuff because that's what's important to me right now,
Can you
more
call
than
me out
anything
on something?
else, right? And so for
Please,
me,
like
it's like I have to focus on that stuff. That stuff is more interesting to me. So that feeds into, my prioritization, my prioritization, so to speak. I don't know why I sometimes am randomly British.
little Miss Prim and Proper.
Um. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I have all this newfound energy for that, and so I've been uploading a lot of things on this channel. And the thing is, the energy and the amount of videos that I record, um, that's not going to really change. That's not going to really change. It's just that the type of videos that I've been posting on here regularly are going to live on Patreon. That's just what it is. Because I kind of realized something. I realized, and shout out to that troll. Shout out to that troll. Because I think this is one of the things that made me really think about it. In my last video I uploaded, I talked about being inaccessible to people.
So,
And,
so I'm
not wanting for people to be able to have as much access to me as because I'm just comfortable uploading videos like this. Like I just do it, I just do it, right? It's fun for me. I've been doing it for so long. You know what I mean? But
in your creative ability.
I
So I'm a troll.
probably should, be a bit better about, all the things that I post, because I realized through that troll, through some of the stuff that he did or said, that, you know what, I don't really there's certain things that I just don't particularly care to discuss with you guys. Like I talk about it, but I'm really not interested in debating with you about, specific things that I, especially personal shit. Like I'm sharing it, but I'm not going to debate with you about it, right? And it just made me realize, like, I don't
Are
really
you
need
afraid of
for
collaborating with
thousands
someone?
of people to like
Like,
watch certain videos, right? When I recently made a bunch of videos about my experience with being sexually assaulted recently, there were a lot of really unhelpful comments, right? And I appreciated making those videos and sharing my thoughts and documenting my thoughts. I appreciated that. What I didn't appreciate was being told that I brought it on myself, that sort of shit. Um, those are just things that I don't particularly need, right? Um, and I still have the desire to make these videos, but I've realized I don't really necessarily need to post them for everyone, right? And the way that the troll factored in is I realized that there are weirdos who are so obsessed with me, literally so obsessed with me, that they're willing to pay $10 to gain access to my private videos so that they can say something about it, right? Just now during this live broadcast,
how do you
someone paid me $2 to be a troll, right?
how do you
I
define
think if
weird?
I'm going to engage with trolls,
Like,
that's
I'm weird.
truly the only way I want to. That's truly the only way I really want to, right? You're going to have to pay me some money so that I
I'm
can
just
ignore
as
your
weird as you
comment.
can. Like, come on.
You're gonna have to pay me some money so that you can look, if you're that interested, you can pay me some money so that and I really, because honestly, aside from the cathartic nature of me sharing this stuff, and I have referenced a couple of times, you like, especially when it came to like a lot of the shit that's happened the past couple of months are definitely the result of conversations I've had on my Patreon with people years and years and years ago. Like I talked about the recent apartment that I moved into. I got a lot of like really good financial advice from people on my
I can't
Patreon,
wait
and
till you
that
move
led
down
to
to the
me
situation
building my
with you.
credit, getting good credit, and
Because
being
I
able to
really
move
want to
into
see.
a
Because I really want to
nice
meet you.
bigger apartment.
I really do.
Should I do a tour of that, by the way? I don't know. But anyway, so I, long story short, I just like putting stuff more on Patreon, and because I know that I uploaded a
I
lot of
Patreon,
videos on
and there's
this
not much in
channel
there.
just from the few conversations we were having to begin with, I think I would prefer doing what I was doing in the past couple of months on my Patreon. So unfortunately, if you guys want to join on, to watch those videos, the videos that I've been uploading, you're gonna have to pop over onto my Patreon, because that's just kind of where we're at right now, and I feel really good about that.
Yeah.
And I don't really, I'm not going to feel bad about it or strange about it. I will say that I've always felt really weird about Patreon because I am
But I
just
don't care.
inherently not good at self promotion. You know,
I still like you. Like,
I'm very, very bad at it. I'm very, 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 very bad at it. And I never like to feel like I'm like, um, I don't know. I don't like the feeling that I'm putting like a paywall over certain things. But you know what? Frankly, I don't mind putting a paywall on those types of videos because frankly, I think that probably makes sense. But anyway, going back to what I was saying earlier in the video.
pomegranate juice.
When thinking about
I've had it before.
what I want to do,
We look great.
who I want to be, how I want to exist on the internet, I realized that the part of me that I have missed the most, that has in some way slipped away from me in the past couple of years, is the artist. And I think one of the reasons why I had such an intense reaction to my burlesque stuff last year is it was really kind of like the first time in a while that I sat down to explore something creative that was completely out of my wheelhouse. Do you know what I mean? And it was exciting, but also overwhelming, right? And during that time, I basically only did that. I mean, obviously I was overwhelming myself because those of you guys who missed it, I planned to do a burlesque routine at an event that I was organizing, that I was also hosting. And if you've if you've done any sort of performance or event organizing at all, you know that like that's kind of like
You want to try something
too
creative?
much, too
Just check out my
much, you know.
channel.
Um, but anyway, I didn't know that I was
Random
overwhelming
Will's
myself,
channel.
right? I didn't know that I was overwhelming myself, and I did, right? So it was, but it was kind of like a good, you know, it was one of the last times in my life I felt like you ever have these moments in your life where you feel like you're a fundamentally different person from this point forward. Do you know what I mean?
I've
It was
already
a real kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. I want to say maturity, but that's not exactly the
I've already
right
had that
word.
sadness. So have
It was like a hump that I had to overcome, that I got past, that forever changed me, because I realized in that moment that like I was giving myself too much work. I was being unrealistic. I wasn't being good to myself, right? And I learned it, and that just set me down a certain path. And now I am in a burlesque cohort. I'm taking it a bit more seriously.
good for
I'm
you.
actually like pursuing it. And it's pretty exciting, especially because it is yet again a new creative thing that you know, a new creative thing that's like exciting to me. And I realized that I think I want to spend most of my time being creative. I also have some kind of
You're leaving the mail,
exciting-ish
Kat.
news that I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna say it out loud.
I will too once I know what you're
I'm
saying.
gonna say it out loud so that we manifest it, right? And that y'all will like bother me about this for a while. Because I feel like if I don't have someone like, you know, if I don't, you know, people hold me accountable, I won't do it. So
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this because this was actually one of the biggest things I realized. Okay, so we're gonna manifest it. Okay, I'm gonna be working on a book. I'm working on a book. I've been working on a book for a little while.
Good for you.
And I also realized that I want to spend more time focusing on that. I want to spend more time focusing on writing. For those of you guys don't know, I do have a writing website, blackeinthecity.com. That's the my writing website. I'm going to talk a bit more about stuff related to that too. I haven't really posted anything recently on it. I'm going to go in and delete a couple of different posts and things like that because I think it's, you know, there's some like things that I don't necessarily want to keep on there. The way that I've been actually thinking about my writing website is like, let's write shit that we actually care about, that we actually want to commit to paper. And that was kind of the first time I really started thinking about like, what kind of opinions and perspectives do I really want to share and put out there, right? And so I want to start working on a book about my life and about my experiences related to a lot of stuff that we talk about on here. I especially am going to talk about the through line of sexual violence and things like that. Those are all things really important to me, and I realize that I probably do need to write it down.
I hope it sells.
I probably do need to commit it to paper so that if, you know, I don't survive, it at the very least is memorialized in some way. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about that. And connected to my written website, what I'm going to do, and y'all are gonna like roll your eyes at this, but I'm gonna work on a podcast of me reading some of my essays. So it's just gonna be me reading what I've already written. And then kind of also talking a bit about that stuff as well.
Have you found my book?
Because I realized that a lot of what I write,
I sent you in
you know, some people might take it better if they hear it. Plus, also, it's an excuse to have another podcast. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be something that I'm going to plan out. And it's going to go the way that it goes. So, speaking of podcasts, I've also kind of come to some realizations about my podcast, True Tea with Kat Blaque. there's some thoughts I'm not going to fully share here because they're not fully fleshed out. But after this month, I will be taking a break from my podcast. I'm going to um, work on some stuff. I've been working on a video essay for a bit, and I kind of really want to focus on that. That's another thing I've been really thinking about, the time that I'm spending, because now that I have employees, I have people helping me. There are certain, things that I can really start to have a better assessment of my time. And I realize that even with employees helping me, working on the podcast, it's something that I really enjoy doing. I like doing it. But if I could do it slightly less than I am now, I would have a lot more time for other stuff. So I'm taking a bit of a break from the podcast. I'm probably going to bring it back, but when I do bring it back, it's going to be a bit different. I'm really interested in potentially exploring doing a live True Tea show, not like live in a streaming format. I mean, I want to bring in a panel of people who are going to sit with me, drink tea, and talk about the topic. That's kind of something that I'm really excited about, but there's a lot of pieces to that I have to sort out. I'm going to see if I could potentially organize something before VidCon, because then I can probably get some VidCon people who are in town for that to do a thing with me. But yeah, that's kind of
that would be great.
That's kind of something I'm working on and I'm pretty excited about. And it's gonna, be about all the shit that we talk about, all the shit that we talk about.
Great.
Anyway, so I'm gonna cut down on my let's go down the line of announcements that we've made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm officially part of the problem. I am a business owner. Cringe.
We've always been a part of my problem.
Let me be the last in line in the guillotine, okay? I also have decided to, continue filming the videos that I've been filming and posting them here. But the videos that I post will all be on my Patreon, predominantly at the $10 level, because that's the level where I feel comfortable placing them. And then I'm going to be working on a book, and I'm also going to be working on writing. Great. And I'm going to be working on a podcast where I'm just going to be reading back some of my essays. And I'm pretty excited about that. That feels like the way that I want to spend my time, right? That feels like the way that I really, really, really want to spend my time. So yeah, I feel like New Orleans has been really good for me. It's been nice for me to be away
because you're giving me
for a while, just enjoying
everything I'm doing.
Being out and about. Someone mentioned a Sazerac earlier.
It's not your fault.
Girl,
I want to talk.
Listen, so in New Orleans,
with you.
In New Orleans, they I was about to drink this, but there's a fly in it.
I want to.
There's a fly in it, so.
I want to see you.
But honestly, by the time I got this Sazerac, I should not have gotten this Sazerac.
I like you.
Bitch, can I just, for a quick second, mention that, New Orleans is just, I don't ever want to drink again, okay? I don't want to drink again. I don't even like alcohol. It's just, look, baby, I've been running around for the past couple of days. My legs are starting,
Can you see it again?
It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like, I'm getting homesick, so I'm kind of excited to go home, but I'm going to try to do some shopping and shit today and tomorrow.
Wow.
But it's,
I thought you were always.
There's lots going on, lots happening, lots of things.
Everything I've seen you since 2021, you've been making money. So, wow. Okay.
Ultimately, the realization that I had is just that I have to be the kind of person that I want to be. You know what I mean? And I feel like I want to write. I want to make art. I want to sew. I want to create. I want to spend most of my time being creative. I don't want to spend most of my time defending myself. Here's the thing I really realized. I'm the sort of person who really does enjoy having a dialogue. I really do enjoy talking about the issues and debating the issues and coming to an understanding, like all of that stuff personally for me